morning, all. Welcome to my live. I've got you on the Insta, I've got you on the LinkedIn, YouTube, whatever channel you're on. Welcome for joining. I've got a little doggo here as well. What is it? What are you on? You on the camera too? Everybody wants the camera. Yes, so I thought I'd come live and show you what you need to buy if you want to work out at home. It actually isn't that much. And I wanted to come on and just share that with you because you can have loads of fancy kit. You don't need a dog. For sure, you don't need a dog. I know. Where's your toy? Go get Peter. Where's Peter? So you don't need a dog. That's definitely an optional thing. But I want to come on and share because obviously I've got loads of different kit. And it can feel a bit daunting. You might feel like, oh, you need loads of stuff, what's professional. People often ask me, I'm waiting for it. And people often ask me about kettlebell versus dumbbells. Yes, you're not supposed to be up there. People don't want to see your bum. I know. You're hogging my live. You're taking it over. Yes, you are. So this is assistant coach Ben. Like I say, you don't need one of these either. But people often ask me, what's the difference between, say, a kettlebell versus a dumbbell? How much stuff do you need? Right, I'm going to take you up, buddy, before you knock the camera off. Let's go well. Yes. All right. So what I mean by that is, quite a lot of times people think kettlebells are the best answer for working out. Now, with kettlebells, they are something about the quality makes a difference to the design. And what I mean by that is that these are metal handles, so they're more comfortable for throwing around. Whereas if you buy a cheaper one, naughty, he's just stolen my purse. Come here. Release. If you buy a cheaper one, you will notice a difference in design. And I've got a cheaper one here just to show you as an example. So basically, the ridge of the handle, the joint is here, which is going to make it super uncomfortable when you come to use it. Also, the cheaper ones can be a bit bigger, a bit more cumbersome to hold. But in general, yes, you've got kettlebell swings, you've got the get-ups, you've got the different moves you can do with kettlebells, but they can be a bit cumbersome, especially if you're starting out. So for that very reason, what I recommend is some dumbbells or some plates. Now these are so versatile. So if you did want to get some weight kit, I'd say dumbbells or plates. Okay, the reason being they're so much easier to hold. There's so many more different moves you can do with these. And they're much more versatile. So you can do your upper body work quite easily, whereas a kettlebell can be quite cumbersome. Also, kettlebells, they tend to jump. So you might get like a 4, a 6, and it goes to 10 and into 12. Whereas these are a bit more, yes, of course, the weights do jump up, but they're a bit more manageable in terms of that extra weight. So these ones are a 1 kilo, and then there's a 2.5 and a 5. Now, these are Les Mills ones. These are quite expensive, but I do like them because for us ladies with small hands, they've got the middle bar for holding. So it makes it super easy when we're holding, versatile when we're doing the different moves. So I do think these are worth investment if you're looking to get into it long term. Whereas if you buy a cheaper kit and it's a bit uncomfy, you might find that you end up changing. You want one. You might end up finding that you keep changing and buying extra weights because you just don't get on with them, or you end up not working out because you just like hands are cut up, it's really uncomfy. So again, what you buy makes a difference to your fitness experience. But again, you don't have to go super expensive. Like I say, a pair of dumbbells. I haven't got any of my dumbbells. They're actually with all my clients at the moment. But a pair of dumbbells can also make the world of difference, and they don't have to be super expensive. And start light, depending on where you are, or if you are an experienced gym goer, I say even if you've not been to the gym for a while, go light, okay? So always get a mixed range so that you can adapt, and not just depending on your experience and how often you've been to the gym, but also in case of any injuries, it means you can adapt, okay? You always want the option to kind of drop down. So with that being said, I would say dumbbells over kettlebells or plates every time. So if you're going to invest in any bit of gym kit, that would be my advice. That would be the go-to because it's so versatile. Now, if you're like, that's great, Julie, but don't think I really want to invest in weights right now. That's okay. then what you can do is use your body. There's so many options for using your body. We've obviously got yoga, we've got Pilates, but you've also got so many bodyweight exercises. And my clients will tell you some of the bodyweight exercises I give them are the toughest. And if you're like, oh, don't really feel like I'm getting, that push, that extra effort, then you can always add in a resistance band, okay? So again, you can get the Loop ones, you can get them off Amazon quite cheap, and there's so much different things you can do with the resistance band that does exactly as it says. Adds resistance to make the moves a little harder. Add in a doggle to make it even more challenging. So there's loads of things you can do with resistance bands. And again, they're not the biggest expense, okay? So you can get loads of different ones on Amazon. I say try and get the fabric ones over the plasticky ones that are Loop, because they tend to cut you up and nip you and roll down when you're trying to do moves. So that's what I would say about resistance bands. But there's loads you can do with your body. Now you might be thinking, but there's loads of things about you're going to lift weights, you want to be lifting weights. Very true. For female health, we want to be lifting weights. The reason is we want to retain our muscle. You think about living long, longevity life, being strong, healthy, rather than a frail woman who can't do an awful lot. What are you up to? That can't do an awful lot, then you do want to be lifting weights for bone density, for your muscle power, okay? Like Ben here demonstrating his young, youthful energy and bounding jumps, right? So you want to be able to do those things. I actually seen a clip the other day on it was Instagram about older people doing burpees. And the reason being, it wasn't a fast-paced gym burpee that we do in HIIT training. It was about getting down to the floor and back up. So if you have a dizzy spell, you can gradually get down to the floor, and then you're able to get yourself back up, opposed to reaching for a surface where you fall over. So it is really important that we are doing all these movements for long-term health. Ooh, come on, you. And it's that whole thing about thinking about, well, here's another example, right? This doggo is like 12.5 kg. Now, whenever you go to the vet, what do they have? Quite a high table. And you've got to be able to lift your doggo up and put him down. Like, say he's 12.5 kg. Now, who would do that if I wasn't able to? So it's about being able to lift things for day-to-day life. And that's really why you also want to be lifting weights. Muscle longevity, joint health, bone density, because women suffer from osteoporosis, especially as we age and our bone density diminishes. So you want to apply external force, because external force is what helps grow stronger. There you go. I know. It's important. Okay, so there's plenty of reasons why you do want to lift weight, but if you're not at that point of investing in some dumbbells or plates, then resistance band is another way. And if you're just starting out, body weight makes a difference. You can still provide force for jumping. Thank you for demonstrating. For jumping, okay? So a little squat jump makes a world of difference too. So it's all about providing that force. I know you're such a good demo assistant coach, Ben. Yes, you are. Or you're going to take the laptop out. Come on. So as I said, there's loads of different things we do day to day where we need our strength, we need our power, but it doesn't mean you have to spend a fortune on a home gym. Okay, body weight as a starter, then add in a resistance band, and then look at plates or dumbbells, and that's a really good place to go. Now, if you're like, Julie, I love my spin bike. I want to go cycling. I used to go to the gym, spin bike, but I hate going to the gym. There are options with spin bikes too, but again, the cost. What I found, if you do get a cheaper one, the design. Now he's jumping 30 inches, right? Off the get-go, jumping 30 inches. Pay attention to me, Mum. But what I found with spin bikes, again, you pay for what you get. I got a cheaper one. It was like £800. I couldn't move the seat in as much. There's things I couldn't do with it that I wanted to do. So it's that whole thing about, again, with spin bikes, thinking about the cost, what you can afford, and the quality of what you're going to use it for. So again, if it's something you want to do, I've got a Kaiser one because it's simple, it doesn't have high tech, I don't need to be part of, you're going to keep doing that, aren't you? I don't have to be part of a subscription to use the spin bike, I just get on and I use it. Again, it's an investment up front, you're paying about £1,200 for it, but it's easy to maintain and it's not got loads of clunky bits of plastic and I can adjust it all for me. I would say as well with spin bike, if you have any knee issues, spin bikes are great for strength, for cardio without being too too much on the knees. So a lot of physios would send people to my spin classes for injuries, and also for people who are skiing, they come to my spin classes in order to build their leg strength. Isn't that right, Ben? Isn't that right? All right, guys. So that's all I wanted to pop on and say, was to share like what to buy. Like I say, start with body weight. All you need is space. You don't have to have a fancy gym or a big space, just enough for your body. And then you start body weight, add in resistance bands, and then look at plates or dumbbells. And then you can expand your plate and dumbbell collection from there as your strength builds. And that's all you really need. Yes, I've got a spin bike for cardio, but you can go out for a power walk, whatever cardio looks like for you. You can do body weight HIIT classes. That's another way of working the cardio. And you can also then add in things like squat rack once you advance, but you don't need all this kit to begin with. All right, Benjamin, are we done? We done, assistant coach. And you don't need a dog. But like I say, think about all the things in life where you need to be lifting heavy weights like a 12.5 kg naughty doggo. All right, shall we say goodbye? It's Friday night, so Mummy, pay attention to me. You're supposed to not be working. I know, thank you for my kisses. All right, team. Any questions on any kit? If you want to send me a link to some you're looking at considering and you want me to check it out and go, Julie, is this any good before I purchase it? Then give me a shout. He's now wrecking the place. All right, I'm going to